Hi, I'm Amelia Kincaid, and I'm here in South Luangwa National Park. I haven't been here for 5 years since lockdown, and I'm so excited to be here and teach animal communication to some of the most knowledgeable guides in the world who have an awful lot to teach me. Now, Mulengwa, tell me it again.
Mulenga.
Mulenga was one of my students 5 years ago, and he was absolutely brilliant. So we're talking today about a process called remote viewing. So what we're doing is learning how to access the quantum field. This is no different from the way a whale or a dolphin communicates. Sending out sonar is not using our eyes, it's not using our ears, it's being able to access information that is non-local. Now, non-local means that it's not in the immediate frame of what your body can smell, taste, touch, or sense. But we're sensing through a meditative process that allows us to see things beyond our normal range of vision. And the lions have been missing for 3 days. I know for a fact that they're gonna show up sooner or later. One of them in particular I've been waiting to meet because it's somebody I love, and he is now reincarnated, and he's got 3 cubs, and we're looking for a chocolatey lion. If you've read my books, you know exactly who I'm talking about. He's up there, has told me he's got 3 new cubs, 3 previous cubs. So he's got 6 in total. The lions have not arrived to greet us yet. They've told me that they're in the north. They've been in the northwest, closer to Chile Presidential Lodge, and they have not come down to see us because they made such an enormous kill. I saw something very big and gray, and I know that it's a hippo. I feel that the original group was a male, a female, and these 3 cubs. He may not be there tonight. Another group seems to have joined them that's all female. They're eating this, and hopefully, we're gonna go find them. Now, what have you heard?
So I've heard that actually a few of our guides did find them this morning, and they're actually feeding on a hippo.
And what direction are they in?
In the northwest of where we are here.
And are they accessible by roads now?
They are accessible by road, so it is a road that would have been closed already because of the rains, but the last few days we haven't had rainfall and it's drier.
So now it's accessible, because they told me 3 days ago that we couldn't get up there to see them. And they wouldn't come down to see us because they were still eating. Okay.
And that's correct. 3 days ago that area was totally inaccessible. But because the last few days it hasn't been raining and it's been very sunny, it does get drier sooner than you would normally think or imagine.
Wow. And rainy season's coming. So we don't have a lot of time.
Let's go find them.
Let's go find them. Okay. So now we understand a little bit about the inaccessibility of these roads. Well, the lions were being very considerate to tell us that you can't get up here because we're in a part of the park that's totally inaccessible by the road. I understand what they were talking about. Now they're talking about the mud in the road. How awesome is that?
Totally inaccessible. And a lot of thinking, like choosing where to drive and
look at that.
Not getting stuck, and avoiding the branches of the hanging branches.
There we go.
Watch out up there, Dana.
No, I know I deserve a good whipping, but not tonight. Okay, now I think I understand when the lion said we're in a part of the park that is totally inaccessible in the northwest, well, the rains have just started here in Zambia, and I think they're being very considerate to let us know what's happened here, huh?
Exactly. That's very, very considerate of them. Otherwise, this is a really tough one.
Wow. And now they told me they made this kill 3 days ago.
Exactly. Which is what one of the guides that saw them this morning confirmed to me even before Amelia said that they had told her they made a kill 3 days ago. This guide said from his observation, and this is a very experienced guide. He was, to start with, a wildlife police officer for many years before he became a guide, and he told me straight the kill seems to be 3 days old.
That's what they said.
Exactly.
3 days ago, that's why, and they've not come to the south to visit me. They said, dinner's too good, we got to finish it up.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's go join them for dinner now.
Let's go join them. You know, we are not very far from where they are.
Great. Here we go.
Here we go.
There we go. Hello, my love. Hello, my love. Ooh, digesting. Aren't you? What a beauty. Now, he was already responding to the blinking before we pulled up. So we're going to try those slow blinks. Let's see if you do it. If you take off your glasses and blink your eyes very slowly and visualize what you do want. Visualize him waking up and responding. So the energy's got to match the physical signal. Are you just out like a light? I see that slow blink. He's giving us an upside down slow blink. Got the blinks. I got the blinks. Oh my Lord, look at you. I still love you, you know. I still love you. Too. Oh my gosh. It's him. I knew it was him. It looked like this one chocolate male lion. He had all by himself, waiting for us, not even with the rest of the group. He was born right before lockdown. And I saw him when he had just been born. Unbelievable. Yeah. Yeah, I'm talking about you. Talking about you. Kitty. Look at you. Look how much you've grown.
He's dreaming about his full belly.
Oh, come on. Come on. What a beauty. I see you smiling. Come on. Look at him smiling, boy, honey. He is out like a light. That's an awfully full belly, eh? What a great kill you made. So proud of you.
So the other guys didn't find him when they came around in the morning.
So the other guys did not find him.
They did not find him.
Okay.
They instead found the females and the two subbed out cubs. And that's why he wasn't included in their information.
Mm.
Yeah.
Well.
Yeah.
I saw his little eye, like,
He's thinking about it, eh?
All right. So, I want to make a little confession about this whole thing driving here. So on our way down to this end, there was a vehicle that we drove past. He stopped, and then he told me that he was here looking for the lions at the hippo carcass. But the only thing he found was the hippo with the vouchers, feeding on it. Now, I didn't want to tell you all this information then because I knew that if I told you, you might lose hope. And given the fact that we were a little bit far from here. But then my spirit said, don't reveal this to them. Tell them that he saw the lions. And then press on. Keep it to yourself.
Oh my
And then
word.
when we got to where the carcass was, I knew we weren't going to find anything. And I radioed the other guide from our lodge who was at the carcass before we got there. He too confirmed the information from this other guy. The lions were not there. So now I was like, okay, I'm gonna try to use what Amelia said about sonar with the dolphins and all that. And then I said, okay, we're gonna go around to the other side of the hippo carcass. I mean, like, I had no idea, zero idea of where to go. This whole area is wide.
I felt you.
And they could have easily
I
gone
felt
to
you
the
switch
river.
on that sonar because
Yeah.
they were gone.
Exactly.
And there was only one that I'm really looking for. So this one lion I saw born right before lockdown. And you just told me that you feel he's 5 to 8 years old.
Yes.
So he would have been about not even 6 months old. He was a tiny, tiny cub.
So about 3 months old.
That's right. He had just been born. So he can't be 8. I mean, he's got to be closer to 5,
Yes.
5.5.
Yeah.
And when he was born, I was anticipating his birth because in this book, Whispers from the Wild, I tell the story about my chocolate Persian Doc. Chocolate. This cat was unlike anything you've ever seen in your life. Instead of saying meow, he said rah, rah. He would only answer to rah.
Wow.
And for a year, I asked his name, and he would go. So he would say rah, and if I wanted to call him, I would have to go. And I didn't understand why. That was the only sound that he would come to. This cat, one time I accidentally had the door fly open. The biggest dog I've ever seen in my life comes into the apartment in North Hollywood, and dog turns into a monster. I call it porcupusing. He blows himself up like a blowfish, and he starts stalking this huge dog. She screams and turns around and runs out of the apartment. But the cat would follow me everywhere I went. The cat would headbutt me if I put on music that he liked. He was a dancer.
Wow.
The cat was a rock star. And I'd pick him up, and he'd snuggle me like a bear. He was like my bear. And we would slow dance every night. But he could also hip hop. He could do anything. This cat could do the Running Man. I've never seen a cat who could dance like this cat.
Wow.
And one time, they're supposed to hate water. I'm in the bubble bath. I'm taking a bath. He comes up and he headbutts the bathtub.
Yeah.
Rah, rah, rah. I said, you have got to be joking. You don't want in this bathtub. He wouldn't stop. I lift him up. I hoist him up. He was huge. Put him in the bubble bath on my chest. And he's lying down like this. He's going, rub my belly, rub my belly. And the cat loved things that, well, big cats, tigers like water.
Yeah.
But little house cats don't. And he would love to ride in the car. And every time I'd open the car door, he'd jump into my lap, and I'd pick him up, hoist him up. He'd put his hands like this on the steering wheel.
Wow.
And we'd go down the freeway, LAX, the 405, and just almost cause a number of accidents because everywhere people look over and they'd see this gigantic Persian driving the car. And they would just start screaming. But when he passed on, he let me know that he was going to go. At that time, I wasn't home. He was with a cat sitter, and he was in Manhattan. And I emailed this cat sitter, and I said, listen, this is going to be the hardest night of your life because he wants to die in your arms. and he doesn't want to euthanasia. Now, sometimes that's exactly the right thing to do, and sometimes it's not the right thing to do. In his case, he didn't want it. And the man said he didn't go that night. He went the following night, and it was rough to get through those few hours. When he left his body, he let out a huge roar like a lion. And every night when I was in bed with him and he would sleep in my arms, and I wake up in the middle of the night and he had shapeshifted into a lion. And he could also shapeshift into a king, a Zulu king.
Wow.
So from a prior existence, what he really is, he is the Lion King. Mm-hmm. Here in Zambia, they have that tradition that lions can come back as kings and kings come back as lions.
Yes.
So he incarnated as a house cat so that he could be with me and help me through the toughest time of my life was when my aunt died in New York City. I got down here and I discovered that the sound is a click, it's an X. I was on another lion camp and I met a man named Olani, and it means the wise one. But the Zulus also click, not as much as Xhosa, but they do. So now I know what his name meant, the wise one. When I came down here, he had told me he had reincarnated and that he was home. I find the mom, because that also, when I first came, I met the mom. Mm-hmm. And when I saw she made it in front of my truck with a very dark chocolatey colored lion. She wanted me to help her choose between two lions and say which one it should be the king, because he's going to have to fight the other king.
Yes.
And I knew that was going to be Doc's father and his mother, and that's why they were mating by my car. And she said, I want you to bless the conception of my first child. I knew at that moment that Doc was dying back in New York City and that he was going to reincarnate here. The last time I came, I found the mom. She had 3 little cubs with her. And I said, is any one of you Doc? And one of them spun his head around. And he looks at me and he starts running toward the truck, and the little baby's right next to me. The mom got up and started walking off. I said, no, Doc, you can't. You can't stay with me. I'm not your mommy anymore. You've got to catch up with your mom. That was 5.5 years ago. My goal was to find him. And you're now telling me that these cubs were born 5.5 years ago.
Yes.
And that he wandered away. You're saying all the lions disappeared.
Yeah.
And only one came to greet us.
Exactly.
Look how dark in color he is. Look at his chocolatey mane.
Yeah.
Look at how he's lying there like, I'm a rock star.
Exactly.
And this is so much proof. Your love for your animals, it transcends all space and time.
Yeah.
They will find you. They're going to reincarnate. They're our spirit guides. They're the keepers of our secrets, of our souls. They're the keepers of our heart. They're our spirit protectors. Your animals are going to follow you through, no matter where you are, what form you take. They may be in an original form, like he is now.
Yeah.
But death is not the end of anything. Death is simply a transition where everything in nature will change form. They die in the winter and they come back in the spring, just like the flowers do. Your animals do too. And in this case, my whole goal was to find him and see if it's really him. And I knew that if I found him now and he had a very dark chocolatey mane, it would be him. He came out of nowhere and he's lying in the middle of a field. He doesn't have any cover. He wanted us to see him. So this is undoubtedly one of the greatest loves of my life, if not the greatest love of all eternity. Mm-hmm. And we're having this sacred meeting so that you all understand. I know this pain when they start to get older and you start to panic. And I just want to tell you, God is in charge. God is in charge and nature is in charge. Yeah. This cycle of life, it brings back the same spirits into your life. We're traveling through
Space and time is a pack. And what bridges us is love. It's love. Einstein said the biggest mistake he ever made in the final letter that he wrote on his deathbed to his daughter, he said he chose the wrong word. He said it should not have been, his equation shouldn't have been about energy. He said the word should have been love. Unconditional love traveling faster than the speed of light on a beam of starlight, which creates quantum entanglement, which is a three-dimensional spider web of love, not light, love. And information travels back and forth on those bridges of love. He's just proven it. That we're like rubber bands. And what connects us to each other and what makes us able to find each other again are these incredible light, starlight beams coming out of you. And it is simply so, it's just love.
Yeah.
Right, Doc? Oh my God. Get up, you lazy bum. I flew halfway across the world to see you. He says the same thing that when we wake them up in the afternoon, that's the middle of the night for them.
Yeah, that's right.
That's the middle of the night. They're hitting their REMs right then. Your house cats are. They're saying, hey, this is incredibly rude. It's 2 a.m. What are you doing? The big monkey walks in the middle of the night, wakes me up. He says, I'll see you in the morning. Come back in the morning. He's got to sleep off some of this food coma. Thank you for doing this for us.
You're welcome.
If you hadn't used that sonar, we couldn't have found it.
Definitely. I mean, it's amazing how it works. You talked about this today for the very first time. I was like, okay, I'm going to have to use this. And the first thing that clicked into the mind, the first thing that came through, this open plane. And the first left turn was like right there. That's the road, that's the way, that's the place.
And all the other guides told you, no, you'll never find them.
Exactly. Yeah.
This is more proof. Don't listen to what other people tell you about your limitations or what you can't do. You listen to your own spirit.
Yeah.
God, Goddess, all that is, will talk to you inside of you. Just listen and trust yourself.
Cool. Do you want me to?
I know he does. He feels the way we did in our afternoon nap. He's saying, "No, Amelia, it's nighttime now. The sun's still up. Wait until the sun goes down, and then I'll get up." Oh, what a beauty! How old would you say he is, Linga?
Looking at the size of his mane, and then, well, I cannot see the whole face, but I would reckon generally sort of range him between 6 and 8 years old. But then they go up to 10 to 12 before they either get ousted by newer males in the area or, if they're lucky, run for their lives. But usually it doesn't end well for a male lion when he gets an opponent in his turf. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that head roll. He's thinking about it. Come on now. He flew all the way across the world to see you. Whatever you're dreaming about can't be much better than seeing us. We just came to love you. We just came to love you. Yeah.